Duh. I like it when you take control, even if you know that you don't own me. I let you play the role, I'll be your animal. My mommy likes to sing along with me, but she won't sing the song if she reads all the lyrics. She'll pity the men I know. So you're the tough guy, like it really rough guy, just can't get enough guy, chest always a puff guy. I'm the bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. Duh.
To steal your mind's elation. Little girls from Sweden dream of silver screen quotations. And if you want this kind of dreams, it's kind of fornication. It's the edge of the world and all of Western civilization. The sun may rise from the east, at least it settles in the final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Pay a surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin and this chinorese that wore you waging. Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softborn. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of marry me, girl, be my ferry to the world, be my very own constellation. And teenage brat with the baby inside, getting high on information. And buy me a star on a boulevard, it's Californication. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Corbin, can you hear the sphere singing song of station to station? And Alderon's not far away, it's Californication. Dream of Californication.
Hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are you all doing? If you are new here, if you're lurking, my name's Paige, but on Wednesdays, you can call me Dungeon Mom because I get to DM, Dungeon Master, our wonderful campaign that we call Don't Split the Party. So let's see who we got in the chat. We've got Colin, we've got Fafa, we've got Kelly Man, we've got Sparky, we've got Kayleen, we've got Victoria. Hi, guys. Also, I should probably just say hi to my closest friends and family because they're already in the chat. So I don't have a theme. I need to come up with a theme. Well, considering we're about to hit the sea, the ocean, I'm gonna make my introductions like sea related or maybe beach related. She would, if she had the option, she would swim on the beach on a beach day all day. It's Kayleen, who plays with Stangia Red.
Hi, I'm Kayleen. I play with Standria Rat. I've known Paige for coming up on 11 years. And fun fact about Paige is that she does actually hold the Guinness Book of World Records record for longest toenails.
Don't expose me.
You should be proud.
Alan. Once you accept the Guinness money, you have to expect that people will find out.
That's fair.
It's in the book.
They still print those?
At the libraries. Yeah.
Yep, Scholastic Book Fair, baby.
Do they still? But Sarah, you're a teacher. Do they still print those? Do you still get book fairs?
Do you want me to be honest or you want me to lie?
I want you to be honest.
I genuinely want to know. Do they still print those?
We get book fairs. They do not do Guinness record at book fairs anymore, guys.
Man, the internet ruins everything.
At least at my book fair, which happens every year.
Okay. Is it still in the cafeteria and you get that really good like newsprint catalog for books?
Ooh, that good.
Oh man.
Oh.
Let's see. I think if we were suddenly set on a ship in real life and expected to live and operate on the ship, he would be a great captain. It's Colin. He plays Glint.
Oh, thank you. Hi, I'm Colin. I play Glint. And a lot of people don't know this, but Paige was actually one of the first people to solo sail across the Atlantic Ocean in a raft that she built herself out of what she could scavenge on the New Jersey coast.
Yeah, and the oars were my long ass toenails. That's my secret. Thank you, Colin. She has been a Sea of Thieves addict, and we have just started playing the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion. It's been a lot of fun. So I know she's probably dreaming about Sea of Thieves right now. It's Kelly who plays Phineas.
Fucking Oreo. Hi, it's me, Kelly, and I've known Paige for 29 years. Fun fact about Paige is she actually used to be a lifeguard, but she got fired because she kept eating too much rum ham in a thing.
I like that half truth you've inserted into that.
The rum ham is the truth.
The rum ham is the truth. Also, previously a lifeguard, but I imagine quite the collection of shanties on this said ship, this stranded ship in the ocean. It's Matt who plays Kieran.
Hi, I'm Matt. I play Kieran, and this is actually a true fact about Paige. Now, Paige loves Dungeons and Dragons, and a great part of Dungeons and Dragons are the race of kobolds. Now, what you might not know is that in college, Paige was in a musical called Kobolds the Musical. It has nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons, but it was titled Kobolds.
It was literally titled Kobolds the Musical. God, I forgot about that.
I didn't.
I music directed one rehearsal of that show.
You did, I remember. Oh wow. Memories. She's been part of the Sea of Thieves crew. But I'm trying to think of something good. Don't laugh. There's just what to say about my twin.
Call me a black cup of coffee again.
She never forgave me. Well, she's, I mean, I've said it, she's very good at Sea of Thieves. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm the worst of the three of us.
Oh. Well, in our hypothetical, you would be the best of us. And
Aw.
I imagine you right at the lookout, just calling out every single ship or island.
You definitely give directions better than I do.
Yeah, you
Well.
definitely give It's Sarah plays Brick.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah. I play Brick. Fun fact about Paige: everyone might think the woman who launched 1,000 ships, Helen of Troy.
Mm-hmm.
Paige is known as the woman who sank 1,000 ships because
They were
that
her
bitch
own.
that bitch can clock them down. Let me tell you.
They were my own ships that I was crashing into dock. Thank you.
He is our captain in Sea of Thieves to keep it on trend. Also, everybody tell us if you've been playing, like us and Murdoch have been playing. The second tall tale is shit. And that's that. Moving on.
Her former character was a sea captain, and I picture in our hypothetical she would be quite the navigator, maybe even first mate. It's Victoria who plays Bira.
I'm Victoria. I play Bira. So super true fact about Paige. She's actually a siren. Odysseus had his men stuff their ears with wax and tie him to the mast of his ship so that he could hear her song. But we were treated to it all the time in a cappella when we saw them play. I wasn't in it, fortunately. But yes, Paige, true siren. Ask her to sing. You might die. It might be wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Wow, thank you. Yeah, so oh no. Murdoch put it in command a cappella. I hate it. No.
The rest of the session is sung after you use that command.
That's quite the command. That has a lot of control.
It also makes me go silent.
What's that? Colin's on mute. I don't know what
How
happened.
dare you, Kayleen? How dare you for that comment?
Kayleen, you're a monster. You know that?
Yeah, I do.
But enough about Sea of Thieves, and clearly we're very inspired by Greek mythology and Greek stories right now. Let's talk about Dungeons & Dragons, specifically the adventuring party known as Dujour. Last week, you guys wrapped up the initial, we'll say, arc of your character's story. You've leveled up from 5 to 6, officially hitting that kind of mid-tier stride. You've also stumbled across a very ominous threat that doesn't just impact Halahide, but potentially the other neighboring countries and landscapes across our Homebrew campaign called Adertha. Specifically, you found that there is this magical mirror, which the former Nine Lives gang was using to trade illicit dockets that were essentially smuggling these corrupted animals over sea trade and potentially beyond. So Dujour's plan was to regroup from a very tough fight where you've wiped out the remaining Nine Lives gang. Potentially we had a spa day. And now you get ready to go back to the local bar, which we are currently in, Magiport, Riverdale. Yes. I thought I reversed them for a second. And we need to assemble... Huh? Yeah, what's up?
Why did they call it Magiport Riverdale?
Well, there was a merger about 150 years ago. You see, the neighboring towns were warring. They were fighting. And they couldn't the word didn't exist yet, but at the time they were both on disagreements on how to domesticate animals. And it took till literally last week where you guys created a zoo just outside of Magiport Riverdale. And so now Magiport Riverdale has found peace, newly founded by the pack of puppy hyenas that you have saved. So that's some lore for you. We're going to dump that on you guys right now.
Story.
Yeah. If it's anything like the merger between Pawnee and What's the other town? Eagleton. Oh my God. Thank you. Eagleton. There's going to be an infestation of hyenas like they had of raccoons. So we can look forward to that upon your return. But where we pick up this session is you guys were heading to the bar to potentially scope out a crew or a soon departing vessel that you could gain access to. So you're heading to the bar to hopefully meet a few sailors. And yeah, so let's pick it up there if we're ready to go there. So do we have a name for the bar? We do.
Yeah, the Broken Blanket.
The Broken Blanket. Yes, so you return to the Broken Blanket on the docks of Madripoort Riverdale. It is just after dinner time, I think is what we discovered from kind of like our odd sleep schedule we're in the process of fixing from the raid. So it is just after dinner time. The sun's beginning to set, and the bar is quite full of either people to get a warm bowl of chowder or a cold mug of ale, and to just talk through a pretty busy, arduous day. So we'll pick up there. Dujour, what would you like to do?
Yeah, let's. I guess we should look around for people that seem like the seafaring type, that someone like that might be more of import, like a captain or something like that.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Everyone's in general going to have the look of a seafaring type on Madripoort Riverdale. What are some things you would think that, with your character's background, yes, what's up, Sarah?
I would look for people with tans.
With tans, okay.
I would look for people that smell like fish.
Ooh,
fish.
And I would look for people who, well, so if we're looking for a captain, I would look for people whose hands are really beat up and rough, who has seemed like they work hard.
No one's wearing like a captain's hat or a jacket?
Mess, I'll have you roll a perception check for me.
It all sunburns then, okay.
I got an at 20.
I'm keeping all these in mind, naturally. Yeah, you spot a few hats inside the bar. It is not a formal joint, so some people keep their hats on. And you do spot a pretty large figure off into the corner. Not like shadowy corner, not like one of those situations, but in a corner booth you will see what looks to be a larger figure with a 3-pointed hat on their head.
Tricorn.
Oh, tricorn?
Yeah. Tricorn? I'll approach him.
As you approach, you can see it is a large half-orc, and it is a female half-orc, actually. But her frame is very large, and you can see her trihorn hat has a plumaged white feather kind of off the top of it. Her skin is like grayish, kind of turquoise. So it's like a deepened, darker, bluish twerker. Why can't I? It's getting worse.
Turquoise.
Twerkers. And you can see she's wearing what looks like a full captain's coat, but the sleeves have been tailored sleeveless, and there's like a little kind of like tasseled cape that kind of wraps down the side of her.
Paige, I know we're all thinking this, so I'll just go ahead and say it. Otho?
Yeah.
I think I have a photo, like a general idea of how I picture her. Of course, we can make some adjustments, so let me copy it. Let me put it over in the Discord.
Wheel says.
Spin the wheel.
I'm not spinning the wheel on this one.
No.
Let me have this. I have a picture. The Hot Wheel, though, is for when I don't have a picture, right? I'm also gonna put it over on our Discord under the Don't Split the Party.
Ooh, yeah,
So if you guys like to check it out, you can hop over to the Discord.
Yeah, this is my wife. I'm done with everyone else. I'm married now. Sorry, Colin.
Damn. I get it though.
Big woman.
Big woman.
Yes, quite large. And you can see she's got like a kind of a belt that holds up a satchel, a white kind of de Bloom pants and the like high leather boots, black boots. Mess, you walk up to her.
Yep.
What do you say?
Hi. This may be a little forward of me, but you look like you're a captain. And me and my crew, and she'll gesture vaguely behind her, are in need of a seafaring vessel.
I'm a captain. Where do you plan to head?
I forget the name of it off the top of
Wild
my head.
Watch.
That, I say those
Wild
words.
Watch.
I can get you there. My vessel, we carry people as well as parcels, trading. I only have a few beds, but they could be made available. How soon are you planning to head out?
As soon as possible, quite frankly. I think we're in the next coming days.
Here, join me at my table. We'll talk over a few drinks.
You'll see. Sit down.
She'll turn to a few people at her booth that have sat with her, and as soon as she gestures and kind of like with her like a flip of the wrist, she shoos 3 or 4 people away from the table. And you can see these 3 or 4 people, which we can determine later if we want to, seem to be her like upper crew, her like secondary captains, all with individual roles on the ship. And you can see they head out into the bar and head into different directions, clearly chatting with some of the rest of the crew, checking in or just having a few chats. So she leaves the booth open for you guys all to join her. Someone will come over.
Mighty kind of you.
Of course. Can I get you anything to drink? A bartender will come up.
Nothing with milk in it.
Right, no milk, okay.
Get around with the ales.
Ale. You got it. 6 ales. Anything else for you, Captain? She'll nod her head and kind of cover her hand with the drink she's got in front of her, and the barkeeper will head back over to the barrels. Well, I can make water the earliest by tomorrow.
I think that's amenable to my compatriots.
That would certainly be ideal.
Next question is that price.
We can definitely talk price. Let me ask, how much experience do you have on the seas?
Kieran and I and Finn have sailed together once.
Okay.
I sailed Teo from Mute Point, so a fair bit.
Quite a journey.
Seafaring.
Mine was just a little bit farther.
And on these... Oh, and you?
I really worked on a ship before, but I'm happy to help in any way I can.
Well, I definitely have a few guest quarters available. You'll definitely have to share the beds, but there's space for all of you. You'll have to have some bed partners. I have 3 guest quarters.
I turn to Bira and I say,
Bira, does our sign work on the boat?
What?
Our poster house.
Oh, do you think it does?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'd say that
It work
yeah,
on any wall.
any flat
Yeah.
surface, right? Like
Yeah.
So we have a house inside of a boat?
We do not need your beds. We can save you bunks, which means cheaper, yes?
I'm sorry, the 6 of you are gonna just need a single guest quarter?
We're very close.
not even a guest quarter. We
It might be nice though to have the guest quarter. So
Let's have one
guest
guest quarter.
Unfortunately, I have to insist you at least share a quarter, only because I need to keep the crew separate from the guests, and I can't have you just out in our cargo or our general living quarters on the ship.
Distracting them, yes.
I at the very least, it's my expectations of captain to properly offer you certain expectations on my ship.
Well, I'd also say that a few of us, maybe even all of us, would be willing to contribute to the journey in some way, shape, or form. Now, I don't know. I personally, I can manipulate the winds and the water just a little bit, just to make the journey more favorable, if that might be suited to you.
Well, you can certainly speak with my navigator. They would be happy to take any of that experience, but if you have no former true sailing work experience, I'm sure there'll be some small expectations of just maintaining the ship, but the trip to Wild Watch is not a long one. I don't need much from you, so we can just discuss housing and potentially a small fee for food if you need it. How much cargo are you bringing?
What we carry.
It's ourselves.
Okay. Well, let me speak to my crew, but I would think it wouldn't take us much more than about 5 gold to get you over to Wild Watch with all the things you've considered.
For all of us?
In total?
Each. I'm sorry.
I turn to Bira again. Bira, can you count for me?
Captain, I don't know if you're familiar with this or not, but there's been a new trading company chartered out of Magicport Riverdale, and we happen to have a connection to it. For a better price, we might be able to put you in contact with their leadership.
Is this...
Might provide consistent work out of Magicport Riverdale.
I'm confused. Is what I'm offering you not a good deal?
Even better.
No, your offer is very generous. We're just seeing if we might be able to make some new connections and also sweeten this already wonderful deal.
I appreciate the hospitality, but I will make what deals I see fit with my crew and my ship. If there's a new trading company, I want them to prove themselves worthwhile, and then if I see that they are reputable, I will speak to them then. No disrespect, and it's nice to know that that's something you work on in your travels.
Just to be clear, have you worked with bandits before?
What do you mean by worked with?
Have you helped bandits?
No.
I thumbs up.
Have I
Insight check.
Oh yeah, sure. Roll an insight check for me.
Yeah, I definitely want to be sure about that. Okay.
Can we afford to be this picky?
Where bandits are concerned, we can always afford to be picky.
18 for insight.
Can't we just trust the hot captain?
Before you say anything, Paige, I will say that if you guys take this hot half orc from me, I will murder you. Not in character, in real life.
That you said 18 on the insight check?
18 for the insight check, yep.
Yeah, you believe she's telling the truth. And she'll add, have I dealt with pirates? Absolutely. Have they kissed my blades? Many times. Have I worked with them? I'd rather sink my own ship than work with pirates.
Seems
Savvy?
like seems honest to me.
Olé.
And sorry, and what is your name, Captain?
You can call me Captain Rostron.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Rostron.
How would you spell that?
R-O-S-T-R-O-N.
I'll hand her my 5 gold for my travels.
You can save it for tomorrow on deck. I don't require a deposit.
Okay, I'll put it right back in my pocket.
Good. Any other questions?
You ever come across anybody in your travels, solitary ranger type, wandering by themselves?
Ranger, no. But I will be...
What's that? What is that group called?
The messengers.
ever met someone part of the messengers?
No. I am bringing on board another passenger. Wouldn't be a messenger though. A young paladin.
Interesting. And who might this young paladin be?
I haven't got the full details. They came to me when we arrived in port. They seem to be sitting out there waiting for the next ship to come in. They were eager to set sail. Offered me a passage fee, and I'm letting them over to the west. You can meet them in the morning. They're very young.
All right.
Definitely don't have any experience on the seas.
I see.
I hate you guys. I looked, guys, for the chat, I looked over to the left where they have their Discord messages going nonstop, and Victoria wrote, "Just a boy sitting on the dock, tying knots and looking for passage," which was what Phineas did during their very successful stakeout about 2-3 sessions ago.
It's Finn's twin.
My twin boy.
Not enough twin.
If he like shows up dressed in a little sailor boy outfit, I don't know what we'll do.
That sounds so cute.
He was a sailor boy.
Oh god. Will Glint be okay having to share, paladinship on a ship?
Paladinship.
Entirely depends on what god he's worshiping.
Yeah.
We will kill him for his god.
I'm
my
gonna throw a
God.
child overboard.
I think he is.
Glint's about to throw hands at this other paladin.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I would say wait to meet them first, I guess. But there are other passengers aboard her ship.
So, Captain Rostron, you must have seen some interesting things in your day. Got any good seafaring stories for us while we share this drink?
I do. You'll see her take a big swig of her ale. Ever heard of Kraken before?
Like
the beast?
Yeah, like the beast.
Describe it. I do not know this Kraken.
It's a large...
Brick, think about this. It's like a sheep, but 10 times bigger inside the water.
And
That
fluffy.
mighty.
And it's nothing like a sheep.
That's not right
because
at
it
all.
has tentacles.
I'm just trying to speak in language that Brick understands. For her, a sheep is maybe the mightiest creature that she's ever come across.
Might. They are the mightiest.
Brick, is that your name?
Yes.
Kraken is a sea monster. Terrorizes all who sail the wide open seas. It has large, tentacled arms, and it grabs a hold of your ships and drags them straight down to the bottom of the ocean.
And you fought this thing.
No. But I saw one.
How did you survive?
It took down another ship. I saw it on the horizon. I'll never forget it.
I hope it wasn't a horizon close to us.
It was a long time ago and in faraway seas.
I now hope to fight this Kraken by myself. And I hope to rip its tentacled arms off of its body.
Well, Brick, you can hope all you want, but you'd likely die with that type of fight.
I like a challenge. Kieran, you can do it with me. We both breathe underwater now.
That is true.
Yes.
You'll see the captain's interest kind of peaks up. She's familiar with Kieran's kind. The statement from you, Brick, she's like, what do you mean?
I can breathe underwater.
How?
I'm good. I got better over time.
Yeah,
And I have
impressive
you.
lung capacity.
When she sees the gills she'll grab you by the collar and kind of bring you up to her face. Let me see it. And she'll pull your clothes back to look at your neck. If to anyone else outside of the booth, it looks like she's just bringing your face in, like it's a tense exchange. You can see it up, you guys in the booth. She's like looking at your gills. You'll need to see my surgeon. Speak to her in the morning.
She's cursed, isn't she? I knew it.
What is your sergeant's name?
I don't have a name for them yet.
Okay, fuck me. Name wheel.
Okay.
Also, Captain, is your surgeon hot though?
I haven't. Let me just.
Wheel.
I may have potentially left up the surgeon role to let you guys collaboratively come up with them.
So absolutely
One
hot.
word.
Super hot. Bone meltingly
The
attractive.
person that's gonna touch me in the morning is the person I get to create. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Clumsy fingers, you say?
Michael B. Jordan.
Sarah's getting fingered by this guy or
Oh
woman.
my god.
All right.
Non-binary
Guys,
This
person.
is the internet. This
Sarah
is forever.
But you just can't pick Adam Driver as Kylo Ren as what he looks like.
I don't like this discussion anymore. It's too personal. Come on.
All right. Do you want me to spin on the name wheel?
Yeah,
Do
fuck it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I hope it's Chris Evans, and then I hope it's Chris Evans hot.
spun on the name wheel. The surgeon's name is Grigory Happenstance.
I love it.
You know,
Gregory happens.
that's pretty-
Gregory.
I'll put it in
Dr.
the.
Gregory?
I'll put it in
Oh,
the
Greg.
chat.
Dr. Greg.
Dr. Greg.
Dr. Greg here.
Hey guys.
And Captain, I don't know that we actually have heard the name of your ship.
It's the name of the Aquaria.
Aww. Bitch, you did it, bitch.
You'll find her on the dock. She's a large sailing ship.
Can we stay there the night?
No. I'll meet you on the docks in the morning. My crew must
Are we
prepare
leaving-
for our guests.
Are we leaving it first light?
Yes, at dawn. Is that acceptable?
Perfectly.
It's
Good.
fine.
It's hard to change the schedule of a crew. They'll be ready at that time.
So we
Alright.
wait.
Wonderful. I will get you to Wild Watch, and we will, we'll talk more in the morning. And I'm sure my crew will teach you a few things about seafaring. Good luck. She'll cheers,
Please.
finish her. Go ahead.
No, just describe her leaving my bed.
Yeah, no worries. She'll clink her glasses with you, which is customary in her mind upon reaching an agreement, and she'll finish her drink. Have a good evening. You'll see her kind of walk out of the bar and onto the docks beyond.
Well, that was a lot more successful than the last business interaction I had in this bar.
Technically,
I've
it probably couldn't have gone worse.
I don't think it could have. I was almost nearly stood up, and then he kind of. Never mind. Anyway.
Did you kiss?
No, I didn't kiss. Dude stood me up for like hours and hours and hours, and then we actually didn't come to any sort of agreement because he was nervous or something. I don't know. For a man named Sexington, he has no game.
It
Got
sounds like it
him.
was. It sounds like it was a date.
Page feels called in.
Just a bad date, right? That's what dates are like, right?
I mean, I was. He's an attractive guy, and it was certainly a date. He paid, and I'm grateful for that at least. But strange fella.
Bean,
Yeah.
what is a surgeon?
Oh, a very special person that will remove things from your body.
Why would they remove my gears? They make me breathe underwater.
Because clearly she knows something about the origins of how you got those gills. And I have a feeling that if you don't get them removed by said surgeon, things are gonna become very bad for you.
We'll find out, but it's
You're there, Cal.
We lost
Oh.
you
You're
for a
back.
second.
Sorry.
Here's the thing. If it is not a good enough reason, I will be keeping my gears.
Well, let's just hear what the doctor says. How about that?
Just
Agreed.
so you know, I will fight them if they take them without asking.
Oh,
You
no, they have
will
to get your
not fight
consent.
them.
We won't let them touch you if you don't want to be touched. Brick.
We're
That's
not
it.
going to do the bowl thing again, right?
No, I mean, if it does come to you either becoming fully possessed by whatever is happening or letting the doctor do the thing, I'm leaning towards the doctor situation, quite frankly.
Yeah.
We'll listen
But
to what they
maybe
have to say.
just in case for now, so no one else has a reaction to them, we should just. There's nothing wrong with them, Brick, I promise. But maybe just because it's a little different, we cover them up. Just we hide them a little. And Bira takes off her shawl and just ties it prettily around Brick's neck. Just a little accessory and a little secret.
This will
Laugh.
get dirty before you get it back.
Oh, that's okay. I'd rather you be safe than have a shawl.
Thank you, Pira.
Also,
Yes.
just generally, let's keep the water breathing on the down low.
Right.
Okay.
as well as any curses by any deities we happen to run across.
Is
Well,
the...
let's hope that we don't make a habit of getting cursed by deities.
Well, I'm just pointing it out because we have only known each other for a couple weeks now.
Ooh.
And it's happened once, and that was so many more times than in all of my life leading up to it, so.
I mean, I've dealt with a couple deity-based curses, but not personally. It happens.
You guys want to fight the Kraken too, right?
Hell no.
Would I know anything about the Kraken? Like, is that Beer's good at history but not spellcasting? Like, is this a known monster?
I would say I would give it to somebody who had any kind of like ocean related background.
Oh, she's got nothing. She's been on a boat a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, besides like kind of the general gist of what the captain told you, which would sound familiar to like more like historically based players, probably not.
I just want to put the fear of God into Brick, or attempt, but that's okay. That's fair.
This night did not go as I had planned. I thought we would get a great adventure and my water breathing would save us all.
It might still, we don't know.
We can always try tomorrow.
Yeah. All right.
And I finish my drink.
Hey, is it
But
sunset yet?
Yeah,
is
it's
it
sunset.
dark?
What color is the sky? What color was the sky at sunset?
a mixture of several colors? Are you leading me?
Red
to
at night,
something?
Sailor's Delight.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Oh, that's a good thing, right?
Red
Yes.
sky at night, sailors like, yeah.
Yeah,
Red sky and more sailors take more.
yeah. So it's like a mixture of reds and yellows and pinks and oranges. It's like a warm sunset.
I'm good if you guys are good with the bar.
Anybody
Yep.
want to play games?
The bartender will come over. Can I get anybody another drink?
Not good.
It's
I'm willing to do an early.
We have drinks at the
evening.
house.
oh, okay. I was just gonna say it's on the captain's tab. So
Well, maybe one more.
One more?
Guys, we're really overextending that hospitality.
You're right. We should go back.
All right.
This person is technically in charge of our lives for the near future, and like, let's not rub them the wrong way.
Oh, she was so serious.
Yeah, she doesn't mess around.
You ain't kidding.
all right. So you guys head back to where you were like last posted up your deed.
Yeah, underneath the secret entrance of the bandit camp on the wall.
Yeah.
Is that where you guys are doing it on the
Yeah.
shoreline?
Yeah, by the dock, the dock we
As
found
well.
the meat boys by.
The meat
Thick
boys.
boys.
I forgot. How could I forget?
Love the meaty
No, we're gonna
boys.
find them and we're gonna slice them down.
Do you think our ship will pass their boat?
Well,
Maybe.
yeah, if there's any consolation, like a little paddle boat, rowboat will not get much further. The sailing ship will
Len and
definitely.
Love the meaty boys.
Len and Warvin better watch out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you for remembering their names,
Yeah.
Colin. Thank you.
Lennon Warben.
Well, so if they are in such a small boat, they're probably just hopping across the water to Wild Watch. We might see them again.
They might get eaten by the Kraken.
Let's
That would
hope
be
that there are
hilarious.
no Krakens anywhere near where we are.
And they don't have their lube to slip out of his grasp.
Bit of the loop.
It would have been
Revenge.
It would have been like a Jaws situation where the Kraken comes and bites down on the loop, and he's like, "Smile, motherfucker."
Or tries to grab one of them, they lube themselves up.
What's the line?
With, like,
What's the line
light
from
the goo on
Jaws?
fire.
Something like that. I don't know. I thought it was Smile.
I haven't seen that movie in like 15 years, but I'm
Agreed.
still fucked up in the deep end of a pool, just in case Jaws is also there with me.
I watched Jaws for the first
Shark?
time when I was 6 years old,
Glass
while I was
shark,
on
glass
vacation
shark.
at the beach.
Glass Shark.
Boys, holy shit.
It's
Yeah,
Smile.
it was
By
not,
the
it was
way,
not a good time.
it's Smile, you son of a bitch. So I
Ah,
Motherfucker better.
thank
Pretty
you.
sure it was Hasta La Vista, baby.
that's it. That's
pretty
it.
sure-
That's where that
I'm
comes
pretty sure
from.
it was
Just
say
make my day.
hello to my little friends.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was, I got a surprise for you.
I'm pretty sure it was, what is this, a center for ants?
All
Now
it
that
did
we've
was
dated
warm
ourselves well.
people's taste.
All right. So, for those who are new or lurking, you guys nail up your paper deed onto the wall of the secret hideout where the Nine Lives Gang once operated. And after you nail the deed, a magical wooden door appears against the rock wall. And as you open the door, it brings you to your familiar small, cozy cottage that you guys live out of. Through the windows, you can see night has set by the cottage as well. And yeah, your home is exactly as you left it.
If I put the wreath that I bought, or am I doing this in Vera's voice? But if I put the wreath that I bought from the souvenir shop on the inside of the door, will it stay there? Obviously, the outside of the door will be a no go.
I'm sorry, say
But-
that again for me?
I got the wreath from the souvenir shop.
Mhm.
If I put that on the inside of the door, will it stay there? Like between, obviously, the outside of the door would move around, but
Yeah, so like in like the last two times you guys have been out of the cottage, if you'd left it like paperwork out on the desk, it's exactly as you left it. So it assumingly, yes, yeah, your wreath would stay where you put it.
Vera hangs up a sea glass and twine wreath that says "Our First Home"
It's
on
really
the inside of the door.
I think- Yeah, cool. Anything you guys do in your cottage before you end the night?
Kieran is gonna get to work on another little wooden statue. And I think I'm gonna do brick this time.
Okay.
I want to write a letter to my parents, particularly my mom, and I guess post it before we leave. It doesn't have to be now, but just before, I guess, daybreak.
Okay. Yeah, just for clarity, mark down, how much was it? A couple copper, I think, to get it to your parents? The last time you sent one? Didn't you send one to your parents?
No, Kieran sent a letter to True.
That's it. Kieran, do you remember? It was like 15 copper or something, right? It was like really inexpensive.
Yeah, it was definitely copper. I don't remember the exact
I think it was
amount,
15 copper. So mark that down for me, Vera.
but that makes sense. Yeah.
We'll assume that you hand it off to the post office at first light before you head out.
Wonderful, thank you.
Of course, yeah. Anything else in the cottage before your long rest?
Mest is gonna crack open Varric Julio's A Stolen Tryst and begin reading it.
Okay.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Kayleen, how would that story begin? It doesn't have to be detailed, but what's the general concept of the novel you're reading? At least how it starts.
It's a romance novel, clearly based on the title, about two, much in the vein of Romeo and Juliet, two families who are feuding and the stolen moments between their youngest children. It is not, however, a tragedy. It is, however, way more horny.
Right. So that's how the story starts.
Yeah.
I love this.
And it ends that way too, but it remains horny throughout.
You want to write the whole book? Is that right? Okay.
I just did.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to. I didn't know if we wanted to end it like a chapter marker, and the next person who mentions it.
No. It's so good, in fact, that she does stay up too late finishing it.
Oh,
by candlelight.
Yes.
Can we Exquisite Corpse the next book we read though?
Can we?
I'm into picking. Exquisite Corpse is where you like write a line and then pick up and someone else writes the line.
That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah. That's chaos. I like it.
I love it so much.
If you guys make any of the remaining books unhorny, I swear to God.
I don't think you have to worry about
Only
that with
not.
every NPC we ask how hot they are. I think we're good.
Every book is bucket and a mop. Big Mac truck.
On the
Always.
scale.
Noodles in
Little
a
bit of
cauldron.
Good. Awesome. I love it. So Mess stays up late by candlelight, finishing up the first of potentially many Varric Don Julio novels. Is anyone else doing anything special for their long rest? Raise of hands, is anyone anxious about setting sail tomorrow? Their characters.
I've never been afraid of anything in my whole life.
Okay.
I can't wait until she fails a fear check at some point.
The elusive fear check.
You say that, Colin?
I think Finn isn't scared of sailing, but he has a brief memory of the desert, and it was a horrific experience for him. So I think he's afraid that the desert's going to be like that again. So he might be a little weary about having to go back to the desert.
So not necessarily about the seafaring aspects, but the destination of Wild Watch.
Yeah, but I think now that he has a better crew with him and he's been out on his own for a bit more, he might be a little bit more able to adjust.
Okay. Yeah.
Same with Vera. She's been to Ide for school and she's been on Halahide, but so essentially she's been to like 2 states or 2 countries. And this is the first time she's gone out of those.
Yeah, and like essentially, it's like 2 cities from 2 different countries, but just exclusively those 2 cities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, then, with that in mind, besides Mess Late Night, you all sleep very soundly. I wasn't going to do another long rest. Tell me what you dreamed about because we just had one last session. So you awake a little bit earlier than you're used to, but it was an early bedtime for most. You also have gotten a lot of sleep in the last 24 hours because this is essentially your second long rest in 24 hours. So you wake pretty early, very well rested. Messed, a little tired, a little weary behind the eyelids, but who hasn't had a late night and had to chug along? It's not like debilitating. All right. Anything you do in Madripoort, Riverdale? I know we have Bira's letter getting mailed. Anything else like that we need to do before we head to the docks?
Should we write to Jimry to tell him that we took care of most of the 9 Lives gang? Because wasn't that where we got the original bounty from?
Yeah, but he hadn't known that we had taken out the rest of it.
Okay.
Like, he had thought that we had finished off the gang.
Right. He already thought that we finished them off. Right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Cool. I think then what we'll do is, as you arrive on the docks, I'll describe 3 people who are part of the upper crew, and then we'll have that 4th character that I'll let you guys describe on the decks. The one I'm going to let you guys collaboratively come up with. The surgeon, who we've now already named Gregory Happenstance. But you will see the crew is lined up, at least the upper crew. Next to the captain are 4 figures. The rest of the crew is in and off the docks and leading up to the large sailing ship that is the Aquaria, that's stamped across the side of the hull. You can see the hull is also painted a beautiful like green-blue, and the water kind of laps across it, and it looks very beautiful. The rest of the wood is natural, warm wood tones that kind of flash along the beams and the masts. But the crew itself, the upper crew, as I will refer to them, you see the familiar Captain Rostron in her elaborate hat and sleeveless captain's jacket. I guess I got a DM. Next to the captain, you will see what looks to be, let me check my notes, a rather small, another feminine figure, and it looks to be human. She looks to be human, and just based off position, she looks to be the captain's first mate. You can see she has several papers in her hand, a large longsword at her side, a monocle, a smaller hat, and it looks to be like a small bird, not a parrot or anything like that, just a small bird on her shoulder.
Guys, I think these might be pirates.
I hope it's Zoe Saldana.
I kind of picked that look. Her name is Asana. Not that you need to know that now, but I'm going to send you guys a picture as well as the Discord. Hold tight. I opened the wrong thing. Looks some sort of like this is how I'm picturing her, and I'll do the same thing for the Don't Split the Party Discord.
This is a ship of bona fide hotties.
Yeah, big time.
Like, this is the S, yeah.
Next to the first mate, you will see the quartermaster, who is essentially like the navigator of the ship, also like plots the routes as well as like handles like general weather navigation, and it looks to be an air ganassi, rather androgynous, with like an open kind of button shirt, fabric belt, rather pleasant face, and then we have the 4th figure. Oh wait, no, I'm skipping one. But I am skipping one, but let's do the surgeon next. Yes, Kayleen. You're asking us, are they hot?
Are they hot though?
Yeah, sure. They're hot.
Or like who?
Who?
Like who hot? Like who hot?
Who hot? You're waiting for the day I get Chris Evans on the Hot Wheel, aren't you? Where's the Hot Wheel?
Can't lie. I am waiting.
Can we potentially add early era Loki to that wheel?
I can.
Because like
first
ignore
that,
ignore
that.
Ezra Miller, like non-binary hot.
I keep getting the same ones. I'm gonna shuffle. I got Stanley Tucci hot again, and I know I've gotten that. I've also gotten ugly hot before.
Stanley Tucci hot.
Good haircut hot.
I'll take it.
Murdoch, this sounds like David Bowie to me in the chat. Okay. And I don't have a name for the air ganassi either. So do you want me to spin on the wheel for that as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
This could be very bad. This could be very bad. Bonkus.
Bonkus.
Our air ganassi's name's Bonkus.
Awesome. It's
Doesn't have a gender, that's for sure.
It's gendered, yeah.
Definitely non-gendered. Okay. But let's talk about the surgeon who's next to the air ganassi. What do they look like, guys? What does the surgeon look like?
I want to be an old fucking dude. Oh, is that not hot?
I want them to be hot.
Oh, sorry.
My vote is still
Like
Michael B.
Silver
Jordan.
Fox hot?
Like who?
I said Michael B. Jordan.
No, but who did Victoria say? You've
Oh,
already said
Silver
Michael B.
Fox.
Jordan. I know
Yeah.
who you're voting for. Oh, Silver.
Intense.
Yeah, Kelly said old, so I said Silver Fox. Not like an old man, but like
Would you
prematurely
like
gray.
an
Like
Anderson
Martin
Cooper?
Cummins.
Oh my god, exactly like Martin Cummins. Oh my god, that man.
I don't know what he looks
Okay.
like.
In old timey suspendies too.
Hear me out. Dr. Sidney McElroy.
Yes. Yes. She's a woman. Gregory.
Dr. Gregory McElroy,
Gregory
which is really hard to say.
Gregory Happenstance.
Gregory.
What's the actor who plays Gilroy Lockhart in Harry Potter?
Oh,
Kenneth Branagh?
Kenneth Branagh?
Yeah, let's make him Kenneth Branagh. I'm not saying that's what I like. I just think that's
Kenneth Branagh?
he's a surgeon and he's kind of a smartass, I imagine. So
Oh,
You know.
boy.
that aligned in my brain. I
ooh,
can't keep saying the same 3 people, guys. I only like 3 people.
Okay,
can't
hear
say-
me out. Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
She's so alien.
He is alien.
As the ancient one.
So I mean, okay, I imagine that whatever the surgeon like looks like otherwise, I imagine they have really, really like bright, like piercing eyes that just seem to like look right through you. Sort of like long limbed, clearly good with their hands, like nimble fingers.
You're describing Tom Hiddleston. I'm sorry.
Thank you for the follow, Normal Stick, and thank you for the 1 bit. Welcome to the stream. Happy Wednesday. So we've got suggestion piercing eyes. Would it be easier if you guys all just throw things into the pool and we pick what we like, or would you rather I assign you guys each an attribute? How are we
Ooh, I like
feeling
that.
about this?
I'm down for a build a surgeon.
Build a
Okay.
surgeon. I like that.
This is going to be disastrous, and I love
Build a
it.
surgeon workshop, and at the
Yeah.
end you stuff them and put a heart inside them.
Okay,
And
so
sing a song.
the surgeon NPC. Okay, yeah, Finn.
I want him to have like a handyman belt, but like instead of handyman tools, it just has all his surgery tools on it.
Scalpel.
So essentially, a Batman utility belt of surgery.
Surgical scalpels and
It's actually called a belt of
knives.
surgery.
Bat
Yes.
surgeon.
That's what I want on him.
Okay, what about something besides do you want to do general attire then?
Suspenders.
Okay. Who would like to do race?
Fine. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I had 3 hands.
At the same time.
Yeah. Colin, you'll do race.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to just stick with the assumed gender of Gregory as male? It sounds like we're doing a lot of he's. Is that what we want? I'm gonna leave that open.
Nah.
Okay, we're kind of okay. So I won't assign that. So let's do. Oh God, hair. Is this too specific? How much stuff do you want to focus on?
Well, let's go. I want to lean in.
Okay.
I'll take hair.
Oh God, race. Okay, so we got race, hair, attire, build, like
I'll do that.
physique. Okay. What is some other stuff? Face. I guess face is one. That's very detailed. Face. Okay. And then who wants to do face?
There's only 2 people left, so one of you guys has to do face.
Can I describe his hands?
Sexy.
So Sarah, do you want to do build then? If you want to talk about like,
I really
hands,
don't
like-
care what this person looks like. I don't want to be honest.
All right. What's something else that someone doesn't have assigned that we would want to define together?
Their personality.
Great.
Like who they are as a fucking person.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
That's great.
Most importantly,
Priority.
that dumpy. Someone's got to describe.
That's
the
all
butt.
build. That's all build,
Yeah.
baby.
Okay, hey, that's me then.
All right. So Sarah, you're doing personality then?
Yeah, I'll give them 3 adjectives or something. I don't know.
All right, let's go. Who's first? Let's do race first, I guess. Colin, do you have an idea for race on the surgeon?
Yes, I was actually thinking a satyr.
Okay.
Did it?
You know, hoofed feet on a boat.
Hoofed and horny, baby. That's the satyrs for you.
Murdoch pointed out, what is their class? That's on me, baby. I get to pick the class. Straight me. That's all me. Okay, so we've got a satyr. I love it. Now I have to find a place where satyrs exist. Haven't done that yet. Okay, after race, what's next? What's most important after race? Build?
For the hair, build.
Build, and then we'll do hair. Build.
Okay.
We'll do build next.
Great.
Okay.
So,
Tell us about the build.
Yeah, so build a little taller than you would expect for a satyr, maybe like 5'10".
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like long legs. The goat fur is this really like nice auburn color. And then like lean muscle, so definitely more like toned, not like super big or bulky, but definitely strong looking. And very just like generally long of limb, a little bit longer of like a neck. Yeah, you know, like not super hulking, but definitely strong looking. You know, more of like a swimmer's build maybe.
Okay. Very cool. You meant to emphasize the dumpy, so what's the status on the dumpy?
Damn. It's yeah, big old butt. No, definitely. Well, it's a satyr now, so like it's a goat butt, which is weird. But
Hey, that's what you're into.
big old goat butt.
Furry butt. Okay. Hair? Kayleen, what do you got in mind for hair?
Yeah, well, I don't know if we've touched on this, but satyr notoriously do have horns, so I'm imagining some horns up top. But because I'm assuming it's gender at this point, they're, you know, meticulous. They're surgeon. He has a very high and tight auburn colored to match their flanks. I gotta stop. High and tight bun, like a little ballerina.
Oh, okay. Wow, I love that. Okay. We've got face, we've got personality. Kelly, what are you doing?
I did the belt. I'll do his outfit, which was the belt. And he looks very classy. He's got like fancy pants and a button-down shirt where it's kind of like not buttoned all the way up. You know what I mean? But not too much, just a little. And then these like suspenders, but then his surgeon belt.
So he's wearing pants to cover up his satyr legs?
Yeah, but they're kind of cuffed at the bottom.
Okay, so you see
like he's like one of those cool doctors that wears like not your traditional suit. Like he kind of he wears the pants cuffed and he has fancy shoes on, and he has a whole satyrs have tails, right? Like the little tail.
Yeah, he has hooves.
He has like a cut.
hooves.
Yeah, okay, no shoes, but he has like a slit in the pants for his tail to stick out.
I was about to say, if you're going to insist he wears shoes, he's a very clumsy doctor because he's on a boat in shoes when he has hooves. So this is good. Okay.
All right, no shoes.
I'm stuck on he's a cool doctor. He walks in and he's like, Dr. Happenstance. They walk in and literally like, Dr. Happenstance was my father, and throw the textbook into the trash can. You can call me Gregory.
Gregory. I love it. Okay, what's his face look like, Victoria?
Oh, so he's got kind of a wide smile, maybe a little dimply action, deep blue eyes, a strong eyebrow, and just a wee bit of, I know he's probably hairy everywhere else, but I imagine his face is just skin. Their face is just skin. So it's just a little bit of like rugged stubble from perhaps a surgery that went too long a night before.
I love it. Okay. Last but not least, Sarah, let's hear a little bit about that personality, you know?
So I think the big ideas that stand out to me so far is that he's a meticulous, organized mind, but he if and when he messes up, he does it like Grigory, and he kind of talks himself in the third person. I imagine he's a pretty modest character, so if he's ever done the crew good in the past, like any debts he's saved or whatever, he doesn't like let them linger on it. You know how pirates and sailors are prone to tell long stories? I get the feeling he kind of silences them in any kind of heroic act he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And then third, let's give him a fault.
He's blind.
No, he's about to cut my neck open,
Blind
dude.
surgeon. Bold.
Let's give him a bad injury. Like maybe you talk about clumsy. Maybe he had like a bad leg injury or something, or maybe he has a peg leg. He doesn't have a peg leg. I'm saying maybe.
Oh no.
Maybe he's.
Oh no. Oh
maybe
no.
maybe
no,
he.
no, no.
How about this? Maybe he limps.
Oh no.
Okay.
He's a limp.
He has a lazy foot and he drags the one hoof.
He's a limp.
I
This
missed
poor guy.
I miss the peg leg option, honestly, a lot more. All right. We have built an NPC together. We have now made our ship surgeon, Grigory Happenstance. Craziest name's Happenstance, considering his origin story. Essentially, we have a satyr. God, there's just he's already so fleshed out. God. What's left of the imagination? I don't know. Okay, so you will see, we've talked about a few of the upper crew. We've talked about the captain. We talked about the first mate, our air ganassi navigator.
Bonkus.
Now you have, huh?
Bonkus.
Bonkus. I forgot. Bonkus. And now you have our surgeon, Dr. Grigory Happenstance. The last person is what looks to be a pretty modest cook, but they get
Not
like
the
kind
bosun.
of, huh?
I said not the bosun.
I'm kind of in between putting a bosun on this ship, honestly. I think it might be an optional one, and they are currently without a bosun. And for those of you like me who don't know what a bosun is until maybe a week ago. A bosun is, I got this here, provides technical advice to the captain and crew, leads repairs and maintenance efforts. A good bosun in D&D would have a high strength score and be proficient with carpenter's tools and probably some athletics. So, no bosun.
Yeah.
And the cook is a dark-skinned man. He's slender, and he has a kind of like light-colored hair that he keeps kind of cropped under a hat.
Is he a human man?
Is he the guy from Ratatouille? Is there a rat under his hat?
We just got rid of the rat. Alien will kill you.
He's slender and he's wearing a hat.
Phineas, roll a perception check for me.
Knew it, bitch.
Wait, Kelly, do you think that everyone who wears a hat has a rat under it?
I just have an intuition.
Only
that
if they're a
this is
cook.
Ratatouille. 16 plus. What do you say? An intuition check?
Perception.
What?
Perception check.
No, we're just making up all sorts of checks. Like fear
19.
check.
19.
I'm 100% going to just have you guys roll checks that don't exist. I'm going to need you to make an inception check for me, Kayleen.
Wow.
Okay. Phineas, as you look at the last of the upper crew of the Aquaria, you see that the cook in their hat does not seem to have any kind of moving figure underneath of it.
Fine.
Okay.
What's their name? His name.
Yeah. Don Cheadle.
Also Grigory.
Also Bonkus.
No, I'm not Bonkus.
Ollie.
Gregory, Bonkus, Don Cheadle.
Marvette Boulder Dashingsworth. Marvette Boulder Dashingsworth.
Marvette Boulder Dashingsworth.
Marvette Boulder Dashingsworth.
Boulder is a middle name?
Nope. Boulder Dashingsworth is the
It's a
last name.
long
One
last name.
Okay. Boulder Dashingsworth.
You got it.
Of the Forsaken Station Boulder Dashingsworths?
No. Are there a Boulder Dashingsworth in the Forsaken Station?
I don't know, I've never been, but they're a famous
world. What a small world. Victoria is black screen, but I was gonna have her roll a history check, but if she's not there, I'll have her roll it later. Okay. Any questions? Oh, she's back. Kitty.
Someone's making a little trouble.
Oh, we ruined it.
That's okay.
Chat, we ruined it. We ruined the moment. There was a kitten. Oh, damn. If kitten is not biting out cords or anything, Victoria, roll a history check for me.
Sure, you got it. Oh. 13.
Okay. Marvette is an unusual looking creature. I'll use the word creature loosely, or like a literary creature when you describe a person. Marvette has the build of a very, like, a slightly taller, thinner human, but they're not human. Their skin is unnaturally dark. Their hair is unnaturally light. None of you have ever seen a person that looked like Marvette before. For players, Marvette is a drow.
Whoa, and that's especially weird because elvenkind is...
Are kind of like, yeah, like not
like,
really.
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
Drow, it's a drow.
And it's named Marvette?
Mm-hmm. Is that where you see issue with this character?
No, my issue is that he doesn't have a freaking rat under his hat.
Okay.
All
I understand.
the
your
important
point.
characters are
Emily
associated with rat.
You know, Kel, you had an opportunity to talk about the attire of our surgeon. You could have thrown that in under his hat.
Oh my god, a rat that does the surgery.
Too late. Too late. Dr. Gregory Happenstance already exists.
No.
And that's not his fault. Okay, so any questions for the captain or the crew before you pay your passenger fee and hit the seas?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 gold from each of you. Or if we're doing a fee, a party fee. Does everyone have the gold for it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's to make sure. I know some big purchases were made at
Don't have much gold left, but yes.
at Sextington's I can remember the name. Salacious shit. Thank you.
Best would pony up for anybody who was feeling uncomfortable, like about how much gold they had left.
It sounds like everyone's good.
Kira helps Brick count out from her coin purse. And before they give it to the captain, she lays out each coin and look 1. And to Brick, what's next?
1 more.
Which makes
1.
2.
2.
We'll work on it. She lays out 5 and counts.
Good. You will see a seventh passenger at the end of the line as you all hand off your $5 gold. You see the 7th person hands a sack of a small satchel of gold. I got there. A small satchel of coins. You can hear that the coins inside are definitely more than 5 gold. Thank you, Sarah. The captain's description of the paladin was right. You can see it is a very young human boy, no older than 15 years old. The boy is armored in pretty low quality armor, slightly ill-fitted, slightly a little large, assumingly he'll grow into it. He has dyed blue hair, brown eyes, and he is quite sunburned at the moment, so his skin's a bit on the red side. He also looks a little tall for his age, and he's got a little bit of a rounder build.
Do I see any holy symbol on him?
Yes, roll a religion check for me, Colin, with advantage.
18.
18. You see the symbol of Istishia, which is the god of water. In other domains, this is real D&D lore, guys, so I just had to write down purification, wetness. The god of wetness.
Oh.
He's the WAP god.
WAP god. Istishia. And you can see the young boy looks pretty impatient or eager to get aboard with you all.
Clint, it is the boy paladin that was talked about at the bar last night with the captain.
Yeah, I see that. So Glenn right now...
I too like to whisper. What are you guys whispering about?
Is it the boy?
Yeah, it's the boy behind you guys.
Grown-up things.
Oh, well, I'm a grown-up.
I see that you follow Istishia.
That's right.
I'll hold out my holy symbol of Joaquin. I also have devoted myself to the gods.
A fellow paladin, it's nice to meet you on these fair travels.
This I'm not too familiar with Istishia's holy orders. Do you have a monastery that you operate out of?
My mission with Istishia is private. As a part of my oath to keep it secret. And I intend to.
Why would your god want it to be a secret?
Well, my job isn't to recruit, my job is to defend.
From what?
Classified.
Kraken?
What do you know about
Is it-
krakens?
I know a lot about krakens and our
Ignore her.
tentacle dives. And they eat up sailor boys like you.
I'm not afraid. And it's not
I'm
about
not-
krakens.
Who are you protecting from, though?
It's classified.
This fucking nerd.
Well, I think we got off on the wrong foot. My name is Gold Glinting Brightly. What's yours?
Nice to meet you, gold glinting brightly. My name is McKinnon.
McKinnon.
My kid in.
I'm taller than you.
Is he?
Hi,
Yeah, he
hi,
is.
McKinnon. Hi, McKinnon. I'm Kieran.
Nice to meet you, Kieran.
Nice to meet you too. It is nice to see someone so young with such a purpose and life.
Where's your family?
Classified.
Oh, now don't be like this the whole time. We're gonna have to spend quite a bit of time on a ship together. You can't tell us nothing about yourself. We'll share some stuff about ourselves too, if you'd like.
If you see so fit.
Well, first off, I am from... Crap, where am I from?
Silvery Moor.
Silvery Moor, yeah. Far to the north. What about you?
I'm from Hallowhide.
Have you left Hide before?
Classified.
That's no.
Vera here's from Halahad too.
Eager to leave as well.
I've left before. Have you ever been on a ship before? Is this your first time leaving?
I've been on a ship before.
Oh, okay.
And you cuss, right?
What was that?
And you cuss, right?
Fuck yeah!
How old are you?
I'm old enough.
I'm not questioning that. You look very adequate for your age. What I'm saying is, how old are you? I don't know
What is that
meant.
age?
Very adequate.
Adequate? Is that a fat joke?
No, you're not. No. You
Okay.
just tell me your age.
He means capable.
I'm 15.
Okay.
They let children be soldiers in Hallahide?
I'm not a soldier. I've made an oath. It's different.
You will die for your oath?
Yes.
No,
Then you're a
so-
soldier.
What are you? What do you believe in?
Who are you looking at?
I'm looking at you. Messed.
You can't.
There's a lot of us.
I'm looking at you.
Scans the group.
Everybody at once. Say what you believe in. I don't believe in much. I have faith in my comrades and my homeland. But I'm not a soldier.
You wouldn't defend the people you love.
That's not soldiering. It's often closer to mercenary work.
My oath does not have to be for war, for violence. My oath can be for a person, for a cause.
But isn't it for a god?
Doesn't have to be.
Specifically?
A god can aid me. Istitia has aided me on my oath.
You're
He's
just
not
a
wrong about
child.
that, miss.
Thank you,
Well, you all
glinting.
You can call me Glenn.
are.
Okay.
Gleaming, glinting. I'm not here to argue philosophical trains of thought with a child soldier, quite frankly.
You can call me whatever you want, but I have a purpose.
It was quite a sack you handed over to the captain there. You going to be journeying for quite a while?
Yes.
Where are
Past
you
the-
headed?
No intentions
past
of
the
going
desert,
to the
then.
desert?
I'm going much further than that.
I see. Well, hopefully we can hear more about it once you've gotten a little more comfortable with us.
Right. I'm going to go to my quarters. I hope you're not seasick. And you'll see, like, nods to you and heads up the wooden slot up
Does
to
he
the
worship the wet god and is seasick?
Ooh.
The
wet
god.
the wet god.
What's wrong with you, Paige?
What do you mean what's wrong with me?
The wet god.
I didn't
Oh.
create the god. I just looked it up.
So, Glint, you seem to know a little bit about the god that our young friend worships. What's the deal there?
It's not a personality in the same way as like Joaquin or some of the other gods. It's more of a elemental force of water. It does have personality, I think, but it's much more primal in some ways.
Well, maybe my affinity for water could get this young kid talking. I'm curious what a 15-year-old's out doing sailing across the world by himself.
I hope his parents know if he has them.
If he has them is the operative words there.
A lot of the religious organizations have them do small jobs, but this seems a little bit larger.
Yeah, comparatively to Joaquin, Titia is not a large or very like popular god. So there's not like outright known causes or like things like in your experience, Glint, that you've seen like that they commonly do. That's not like uncommon. There's plenty of gods that people, follow and praise that don't have like a lot of paladin following. So he's a bit unusual when he mentioned when he recognized as Titia.
He seems like a passionate boy, but reserved.
I do not see the point why we should worry about him.
True.
He does not care to share, and we do not care to take care of him. He does not want to be mothered.
Oh, that's fair.
Let's see how he proves himself on the boat the next day.
Yeah, should we set ourselves up on our with our quarters?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to send you guys what is loosely like a general schematic of a sailing ship that is similar to the Aquaria. So we might be able to like move some things around, but in general, so you get the general scope of the layout, I'm going to send that to you guys. And as always, I'll send it over to the Don't Split the Party chat too if you're interested. So what I will point out with the schematic is that the Aquaria is made up of, you could count in total 4 decks, but the top deck is like a forecaster and a quarter deck, which is kind of like a raised part of the top deck of the ship. Then there's the main deck. Underneath that is the lower deck, and then beneath that is the hold, where most of the cargo is held. The guest quarters are located on the right-hand side of the lower deck. They're what's labeled number 11 on that map I sent you. Number 10 is the surgeon's room, where they're... So you guys, if we were to make up the multiple rooms, I know you're only using one of them. Which one of those 3 would you like to stay in? I know you're going to essentially just be putting up the deed anyway, but that corner one opposite of the surgeon probably is the largest space of the 3, so we'll assume that one's for you guys.
That one next to the surgeon.
Perfect. Okay, so against the back wall of the lower deck is where you guys will be staying. Opposite of you and on the other side of the surgeon's room is where McKinnon, the blue-haired boy paladin, will be staying. The room to your left currently seems to be unoccupied. So it's an open guest quarter. Besides that, you've got in the main deck is where most of the crew and the captain live and like eat and operate out of, and then obviously the main deck, the forecast, the quarter deck is where we're on, out in the open, where you're on top of the deck. Most people aren't in the hold too often. Any questions about the general layout of the Aquaria?
Nope.
All right. So as you guys make it aboard the Aquaria, what's labeled as a gargantuan ship. It's extremely large. It can go roughly 3 to 5 miles per hour, which is essentially between like 100 to 120 miles per day. So the Captain Rostron, tells you it'll take just over a day of sea travel to get you to what is called Wild Watch. Not necessarily the bay itself that is the travel, it's actually wrapping underneath of the desert land, hooking into the port entrance of Wild Watch is the bulk of the travel. So you'll be past the bay by the end of the day, before nightfall. And then the rest of the trip into nightfall and into the next day will be getting around the desert. So any questions about that? Okay. The captain explains to you, because you are new in experience, unless you're interested in learning more, it would take several seafaring trips to gain an actual experience enough to take on a position as the crew. But if you are interested, the captain will of course teach you some basics. That's going to be something you all pick up in regards to recognizing seafaring things after your day of travel, but in no way will it be the 6 of you could hop on a ship and probably crew it yourself with a proficiency or water vehicle. Does anyone have a water vehicle proficiency? Water vehicle proficiency. Sorry. There will come a time. I promise, Kayleen. So with that in mind, you won't be gaining a water proficiency. I want to make that clear. So when I mention the next 24 hours of free time, essentially, for Dujour, is anybody interested in actually learning a specific position or chatting with a specific crew member aboard the ship? Yeah, Kieran.
Yeah, so I looked through my equipment and I actually have a set of cartographer's tools.
Okay.
So I would probably be most interested in talking to Bonkus.
God, I forgot that
my fellow Genasi brethren, and sort of talking navigation, talking like mapping and distance and things like that, like on the sea.
Okay, awesome. Anybody else particularly interested in the seafaring aspect of the next day or specific activities on the ship? Sarah?
I'd like to imagine that Brick, I don't know if it'd be about like not so much the not part of sailing like Kelly demonstrated earlier, but I like the idea that like the handling of ropes and tying of ropes and like maneuvering of ropes up and down the rigging. I feel like that's something Brick would enjoy because it's like strength, dexterity. It kind of is like a show of all that physical prowess. So
Yeah,
that would be
like,
interesting.
That's like
to
first
me.
mate stuff.
Yeah, first
I don't
mate
know.
will
I just like it.
First mate will definitely have a good knowledge of all those things. So depending on if you want the knowledge or if you want you to see it in action, I would say either you'll probably chat a little bit with the first mate Isana, or I'll have you chat with just the miscellaneous crew who man the deck.
I just want to get good at doing it, less about like. I don't care about the why. I care about the what.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense with Brick. So yeah, I will definitely set up some time in the downtime to chat with the deck hands, the crew hands. Okay,
cool.
Anybody?
To learn how to make knots. Good.
Okay, I think for that one, I will have you chat with First Mate Asana, because that's Asana when she recruits new crew. It would be sailor boys. She would be made responsible to make sure they are up to cuff. That's not a phrase. Snuff. Thank you. Victoria. Oh man. So yeah, I'll have
love you.
I hate myself.
You're so good.
Okay, so Phineas
it's
talking.
fucking adorable.
Phineas is talking to First Mate. Anybody else have a particular interest about seafaring? If not, I'll talk about some other free time availability.
This isn't seafaring, but Glint might be interested in trying to get McKeenan to do some like weapon practice with him.
McKinnon, yeah, I think you could definitely. That's okay. Yeah, you will definitely have some downtime, and without getting into too much detail, you will find McKinnon has set aside some space in the hold of the ship at the bottom, where he set up like a little practice area for him to do his like daily exercises. So yes, we can definitely coordinate some conversation there. Anything seafaring specific for Mest or Bira, or do you want to think of some just general free time things you'd like to do in your downtime for the next 24 hours? You don't have to. It's okay. A trip can just be a trip, you know? Disassociate for a good day. That's fine too.
With this much free time, Vera's gonna start trying to stumble her way through that spellbook she picked up a while ago.
Nice. Yeah, because this is gonna be the first time you actually dig into it. Great. Okay, I can definitely set up a few things for that. That's awesome. Mess, anything for you in the next 24 hours? I know some of these things are not going to take all 24 hours, guys, for the few things that are seafaring specific, by the way. So we'll talk about some other
24
things.
hours of knots, baby.
24 hours of not marathon, baby. Mess, anything for you?
No. I think Mess would probably spend her time taking a deep breath, like relaxing. It's been a very busy couple of months for her.
Mm-hmm.
She'd also take the time to make sure that all of her talons were sharp. Trust no one.
No one.
Nice.
Very good. Okay. So we will talk about downtime, because you will have some downtime in the first length of the first day, getting across the bay and down. But what I do want to tell you guys, as we're getting closer to the end of our session, is as the ship sets sail, anchors raised, sails dropped, cargo loaded, you look back on Madripoort Riverdale and largely the whole landmass of Halahide, where you all met, where you spent the last several weeks traveling together, becoming comfortable with one another, and establishing a small reputation as heroes, and likely some would call you adventurers and heroes. You say goodbye to Halahide, and you start heading west across the wide bay to the great unknown of the deserts. Some of you more familiar to you, but the great unknown for many of you. The first few hours are
Dujour means
giddy
family.
and exciting.
Dujour means teamwork.
Anybody constitution modifier in the negative? Anything that's not neutral? Everyone has...
No, but I wanted to do something as we're like pulling out.
Absolutely. Now's the time.
Okay. I have Skywrite prepared. And
Okay.
so I want to take the time to just write in giant cloud letters hanging over the city of Madripoort Riverdale the word Dujour.
I love it! Hell yeah! That is great.
Somebody else knows skywriting cast sucks under it.
Oh, I've never heard of Rorjude. Weird. Yeah, the words du jour flash across the sky, and that lasts for like an hour, right? Or more.
An hour, yeah.
An hour. Okay. Is it a concentration spell?
It is a concentration, and I'm going to maintain concentration on that motherfucker the entire time.
I love it. Yeah, that's definitely possible. If anyone had does anyone have a neutral constitution modifier?
I think mine might be flat.
Paige wants to get some seasicky babies.
It'll be harder to hit, but
No,
I will have
actually-
you. No, everyone's
Actually,
got
no,
a
I have
positive
a
con
positive
modifier.
con,
You guys are worried about health. And I appreciate that. So none of you experience seasickness. If it were like a storm, or if it was like actual like rough turbulence, it would be different. But just general seasickness, you guys are fine with. The first couple hours are giddy and exciting. You can feel the cool breeze start to shift to a more neutral or warm breeze a few hours in as you make your way across the bay, quickly approaching up ahead, further west, is the deserts, the wide, vast dunes of sand that make up the deserts. But along the way, you will hear the lookout at the top of the mast call out an object up ahead in the water. And what's up, Sarah? Are you raising your hand? What is that? What are you doing?
Blocking my dog
Oh, okay.
from eating his ass on camera.
I'm sorry I put more attention on it. I apologize. I just thought you were doing a thing. Okay. I want everyone to make perception checks for me as the lookout calls out a vision on the horizon.
25.
25.
I rolled a 19 and I have a plus with it. Yeah, it is a +6 of perception.
Okay.
8.
8 as well.
5 for Victoria.
Sorry, I have a +7 of perception, 26.
What does Peggy's cat eye see?
Peggy's cat eyes rolled a 13, so probably not too much.
Kieran, as soon as the lookout brings your attention to the deck and you look out towards the horizon, the sun is behind. No, the sun is in front of you. Which way does the sun set, Paige? Jesus. You can see where the sun is quickly approaching the horizon. There is a dark, small, like figure or image in the water, and as the ship quickly approaches it, it starts to slow down. The sails raise to slow down the speed, and you can see up ahead, Kieran, is a small rowboat still in the ocean surf. Still, no movement.
Is it empty?
No one's in it?
As the Aquaria pulls up besides the rowboat, you can see unmistakably an opened bottle of lube. But there are no passengers inside of the small rowboat. And across the side of it, capside flipped over, some of the items strewn across the open surface of the ocean. Across the hull, you can see written in letters, some of it washed away from the water. Do you believe in the pretend gods?
What?
Okay.
No.
I'm
Not in
immediately
Marvin.
going to the captain being like, pardon me, do you have any, I need a line to tie to my ankle?
Before you even like turn to the captain's already pulling out orders. When they identify, you bring the attention, it's a boat. She's already making orders for the crew to pull up several like latching systems, and they have several rowboats on deck that they have, you know, mechanics to bring on and off the deck. So they're already grabbing the rowboat and bringing it to the side of the ship and bringing it up. As they flip it over, they can see there are no people inside.
I want to check the water.
Okay.
I want to see if they'll let me like tie myself to the ship and jump in the water so I can look under the water.
You'll see Asana will pull what looks to be a very long rope off the corner of the deck. She'll bring it out. It's several 100 feet long, and she'll tie it to your ankle in a quick nod. Quickly, go.
You got it.
Jump
Dive
in
over the side of the
water.
boat.
I need you to make another perception check for me as you look for Len and Morven in the open sea.
Okay, that's a 21.
21. You see several of their belongings. Several you remember because you, Brick, and Glint had your hands on them as you handed it back to the escaping lovers of the Nine Lives gang. There is no body, no bodies, no people in the surf as you search for Len and Morven.
I'll swim back to the surface and I'll wave to be hoisted back up.
They'll bring you back up.
Try to investigate what is the letters painted out of, or used to write
So
it?
as Kieran spends a few minutes looking through the surf, just trying to make certain that there's no bodies in the general vicinity, the lookout's looking as well, giving a height advantage as well to that search. They see nothing. Phineas, as the rowboat that you guys recognize is brought up to the side of the ship, you can see the capsized rowboat has what looks to be paint that etches the letters across the hull. And it's definitely been disturbed by the water. It seems to have been written in haste, but it is definitely paint, red paint across the hull.
Is McKinnon on deck?
Yeah,
no.
How's he reacting?
McKinnon's not on deck. McKinnon's down in the hold with the cargo.
Glenn's going to make sure that he is around whenever he finds out about that.
Okay. McKinnon, he walks up on deck and took, I wouldn't even say excitement, just a little bit, not chaos either, just like the tension of the decks, and looks just as confused and concerned as the rest of you. Without the added knowledge that you have of the origins of this rowboat, he seems very concerned that there seems to have been lost souls in the bay.
But he's like seen the message. He got all that information.
How much did you want to relay to him? All of it?
Yeah, like what was on the boat. I want to see how he reacts. If that was something that he would expect, or
he seems in shock. Yeah, he seems in shock like you guys. Do you want to make sure, like, are you just double checking?
I was just seeing if maybe this was somehow related to whatever he was up to.
Okay, I'll let you roll an insight check.
Okay. 7.
You can't tell. He definitely, he's, the looks of him, 15-year-old boy paladin, seems to be very shocked by what's happening. Concern kind of washed over his face, but still a boyish concern, not like a knowing concern, based off of that insight check. Yeah, Phineas.
I dipped my toe in religion. I was, I like Lathander and all that jazz. Have I ever heard a group of individuals claim like fake gods. Have I heard someone use that terminology before? Fake gods.
Do you have proficiency in history?
I think you do
I
as a
do.
bard.
I double.
I'll let you roll a history check.
Expertise.
That's the bard in you, baby.
Yeah, I also, sorry, before I get hoisted up, I have a thing I want to do while I'm in the water, but I'll
Okay.
let Finn go first.
Cool.
26.
In your studies, Finn, you have not heard of the pretend gods. You do have a good understanding, a general understanding of all the pantheons of most of the lands across Adertha. You've never heard of the phrase the pretend gods.
Was it fake gods or pretend gods?
The pretend gods. Do you believe
Okay.
in the pretend gods painted across the capsized hull of the rowboat?
Got it.
Kieran?
Yeah, while I'm underwater, I also want to see if there are any, is there any sea life, like a fish or turtle or any creatures inhabiting this section of the sea that I might be able to talk to?
With that perception check, I'll tell you right now, no, there is not immediate nearby sea life.
Okay.
But that's
Then
a good question.
In the absence of sea life, I'm going to shoot a Hail Mary here, and in primordial, I am going to say, creatures of the ocean, spirits of the water and the sea, come to my aid in primordial, and see if I get a response from any sort of like ocean or like water spirits in the area, because I know those exist.
Mm-hmm.
So
how long would you wait out there?
a couple minutes probably.
Okay. Okay. Kieran, you wait out there for a few minutes. Your last hope, without sea life, you speak your primordial understanding of the water elementals language. You wait there for a few minutes as the surf kind of washes overhead of you, pushing the current side by side. You try to stay by the remains of this capsized boat. Nothing arrives. No indication that there is additional aid at this time.
Then I'll get hoisted up.
Okay.
Is there any blood in the boat?
Roll an investigation check for me, Brooke.
That's a minus. Well, it was an @1, and I'm pretty sure it's a -4, so -3.
Oh gosh, no, you don't see anything of significance. And most of the items from the ship have kind of been washed across the ocean surface, so there's nothing in the boat either to give you any indication.
The boys were eaten whole. Most likely by a kraken.
Good, perfect.
That's a reasonable explanation.
Dude, we'd have to assume that they'd been set upon by somebody else, right? So
No.
they didn't paint that themselves on the boat. Somebody
What
else
if-
had to.
What if the kraken can control their minds and made them paint it themselves?
Well, shit, I hope not. Our
cap-
best guess is that somebody else came by and took them.
I wonder if someone knew that they were leaving.
It seems like they took pretty great care to not notify anyone from Madripoort Riverdale of their departure, but they could have been followed.
You'll see Bunkus.
Bonkus.
Bonkus, and now I hate that name. Bonkus, the navigator.
Gonna be the last name?
No.
Yeah.
No,
No,
much like
Bonkus
ship
is-
or prince.
Yeah.
Bonkus has
Bonkus.
one name.
Yes.
I can't-
His first name is Bonkus, and his second name or his last name also Bonk.
Bonkus Bingus.
Ooh, that's worse.
I know, it's definitely worse. Bonkus will look at the remains, both that pulled up on the side of the Aquaria and across the ocean surface, and say, this couldn't have happened more than 4 or 5 hours ago. The spread, their items would have sunk, most of these, if it was anything. Do you know where this came from?
Mm-mm. No idea.
Yeah, we knew them.
There were 2 young men fleeing the city of Magicport, Riverdale,
In love.
in love, fearful of the work that they were doing with a certain bandit gang, and they were heading out to start a new life somewhere.
Isana will join you, the first mate. Capsized ship this far out. It's unlikely they made it. Captain, we will honor 2 lost souls today. I'm sorry if you knew them well.
Not well, but
Not really, no.
but they were at least trying to make a change for the better.
Did we find any gold on the boat? I gave them a couple gold.
Didn't you take the lube?
I have a lot of lube and they took my money.
Guys, there was
Yeah,
more
you gave them a
lube.
couple gold-
There was
oh,
more
God.
lube the entire time, and I didn't tell you. You did take the
The
lube,
limit
though.
does not exist.
They were fearful that someone would steal their lube, so they had a backup lube. As one does. Do you know when you overpack for a trip?
They already brought a gallon.
Yeah, I know. So
Bringing 3 pairs of underwear for each night.
yeah, it's like who needs that much underwear? You go on a trip for 4 days, you pack 12 pairs of underwear.
Truly.
Why do we do this? All right. Without they have no space for a 5th rowboat, so they will put it back. They'll drop it back down to the ocean's edge and make way continuing forward, unless you guys have anything else you want to do or say. Good, Brick.
A
Good.
salute to the meat boys.
Damn.
May they
Okay.
rest in thick dump peace.
May they rest in meat.
as the Aquaria continues forth on its passage around the southern edge of the desert shores, you make through to the rest of the evening rather smoothly into the night. As you sit around the crew's table where you eat, the cook made up a decent meal. You'll see as we wrap up the session, McKinnon has one question for you all as you all sit and eat. What are these pretend gods?
Your guess is as good as ours, kid.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do before we wrap up tonight's session?
Do I get surgery today? Or...
We'll
When do
we'll,
I get surgery?
we'll take care of it in next session, Sarah.
Oh boy.
Do I get surgery?
The initial push out is
appointment.
the appointment is later. They
You
put
said
you in the
morning.
They put you in. I know, but they put you in the waiting room.
She didn't say which morning. She just said in the morning.
Damn.
You know, you did meet the surgeon. You did talk to the surgeon, though. You said so yourself. You spent time with the crew instead. We'll talk about it. So no worries. No worries. I have time. I want to give it a little bit more time. Is all. Is that okay?
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
It'll happen. I promise. All right, so we will wrap up the session there. So, well done, everybody. That was a lot of fun. A lot of roleplay, a lot of creation, but I loved it. What were some of our favorite parts? And for anybody in the chat, if you're still here, thank you. We appreciate you. If you had a favorite moment of the session, whether you were lurking, popped in at the end, let us know. It's one of my favorite parts. Anybody have a standout moment?
I do.
Yeah, Brick or Sarah?
The second time McKinnon said confidential.
Classified.
Classified. The second time he said it.
Okay.
I think the name Bonkus stands out to me.
Bonkus.
I just enjoy the fact that there's a D&D god of wetness.
Thank you. Me too.
You named the ship the Aquaria? That nearly broke me. That was so and it was blue like her hair.
Victoria, you should talk to the captain.
Is the captain Aquaria?
No, you would
Oh.
recognize Aquaria, but you should
I
definitely
say,
talk
is
to
it
Captain.
alter ego Aquaria? Okay.
No, you should definitely talk to Captain Rostron, though.
I like our big, powerful captain lady.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Same vein. I like that we went into a bar and everyone looked for things that like a captain may have, and then my favorite part was me going, "Is there someone with the captain's hat or coat?"
Yeah, spot on. For those who may not know, Victoria, can you quickly tell them the importance of the Aquaria? This is like an off-stream reference, essentially.
Oh yes. Aquaria. The Aquaria is based on. We had a campaign that we started and kind of flipped, so we could do this campaign and add Matt. And Aquaria was my character. She was a very awesome water genasi bard. She was a sexy badass, and I love her.
Yeah.
With beautiful flowing blue hair.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
it's a reference to a off-stream character from a previous campaign. Colin, did you say a favorite moment? I know everyone else said some stuff. I just missed it, I
He
think.
said Bonkus.
Bonkus.
Bonkus, that's what it was. Because
It just made me laugh so many times throughout the session.
freaking bonkus. I will say I really did love just the collaborative creation of Grigory Happenstance. We've never done that on the stream, and I've been thinking about it for the last week that I was going to do it, and I'm happy we did it. What a character. He hasn't even spoken yet, but I'm excited to have him exist, and he exists because of you guys, so that's really cool. We've got in the chat, Roll for Felicity, welcome to the stream. The moment when you narrated the overturned rowboat, seeing the surprised looks on all the players at the same time was very satisfying. I live for it. I eat that shit up. And I don't think we've really had one of those moments yet.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the green, like, portal magic moment was like, whoa, this is big world building shit. What is this? And I think this is kind of like that too, when, like, we get a glimpse of potential, like, level 10 plus, level 15 plus, like, plot is cool.
Yeah.
For sure.
Emily says, I like the DM's expert knowledge of boat terminology. Shout out to my Sunday stream. Not last Sunday, but the Sunday prior on your Ask Your Dungeon Mom stream. We just talked for 3 hours, and most of it was about teaching me boat stuff because I am thoroughly unprepared for boat culture. And now I know a little bit about boat culture. Boat stuff. It's so fun to have moments like that. When that happens, it's great. Yeah, I used to potentially try to end every Curse of Strahd session on a plot twist or like a oh shit moment, and yeah, so I missed it.
Often happened in Curse of Strahd.
Yes, it's very easy to do in Curse of Strahd when you've got horror and tension and doom and gloom throughout. It's easy to just like throw in another curveball at the end. But no, it's been kind of happy-go-lucky so far. So a little drama, a little shock is a new thing for Dujour. So I don't know if we want to label it tragedy quite yet, but definitely some like downfalls and rises to come, I think.
Yeah. Some intrigue.
And that 100% wouldn't have happened. That happened because of how you guys handled that situation. So like that's one of those
they're
things.
dead because of us?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
You killed the meat boys because we let them live?
No, it's impactful because we interacted with them.
Yeah, I'm saying like it might not have happened in that way, or like it's like there's so many other things happening, and because of how you guys handled Len and Morven, it led to potentially a new threat or new thread that we might not have encountered. So if anything, it's like an early indication of maybe something else happening in the world, which is always really cool. DM inspiration. No. Why? I hate when you do this. You just leveled up.
I mean, we experienced a lot today.
We had one spell cast.
That counts. And it was Sky Art, baby.
Yeah.
That's a very hard spell. It took a lot of experience to learn that.
I wrote one word in the sky, you guys.
Yeah.
And then he drew it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and there was
that dick.
Yeah.
What I like to imagine for the leveling up is that the last encounter was so big, we actually went like almost level and 3/4. So we're like this close to level 7?
Yeah.
Is how I imagine it in my brain. Just FYI.
We'll definitely have to wind back that style of thinking, I think.
I don't think so.
Okay. Here comes the part where I talk about who inspired me. I think they took a really great lead in initiating the discussion of traveling and coordinating those efforts. And I also like their interaction with Captain Rostron. So I want to give DM inspiration to Kayleen Mess, because I really liked that. I thought that was very fun.
Yeah.
And it was fun to see Mess take the lead on, like, this is what we need. It was cool.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
Are you handing it to the group?
Yeah, of course. Oh.
We're up to 7, so we might be maxed out.
You're maxed at 6.
Then I'm keeping it. It's mine, and you can't have it.
All right, Kayleen, keep that DM inspo. We need to start using them. We got 6.
I don't care. Kayleen's gotta have it.
If you guys are using the group inspiration, you can only max out at 6. It can't be like a single person can't also hold on to a single inspiration. So it's always 6.
So Kayleen doesn't have a personal one? So she got nothing?
Kayleen got praise.
Maybe Kayleen should level up to level 7 then.
Are you serious?
Let me go look at what that would do.
Nothing, because it's not happening.
I think I just get more spells, guys.
I think I got level 4 spells at level 7.
Not yet. Well,
I do. Well, I polymorph. You guys don't even know.
Kayleen knows polymorph now because she's at level 7.
Thanks,
no.
That's so nice
no
of
one
you.
else. Wow.
Yeah, level 7. Woo!
No. Okay. Also, shout out. Thank you, A Normal Stick, for the follow, and thank you for the bit. I really liked the message too. They cheered a bit, and they said, "Hello, a wild stick has appeared, falling from the sky. Roll a wisdom save or take 1 damage. DC 12."
Oh no!
They gave me a whole encounter. I appreciate it. If you're still here, thank you. Welcome to the stream. So, let's find somebody to raid. That's what I need to do next.
Heck yeah.
Let's see who we got streaming. We've got. Do you want to? We should stream. We should raid another D&D group, right? Oh, you know what? I want to raid fellow streamer Loch Ness. They've watched the stream a few times. They're streaming D&D, and they're also simultaneously on their 26th session. They are in the same sync of us, so they're kind of the similar pacing, probably similar levels. So we're gonna raid Loch Ness. Great content creator, does a lot of gaming, does a lot of D&D. So if you do not already follow them, please give them a follow. We're gonna get together a raid message. Sarah's going to put that together for us. So if you are new, Sarah will put, Fa-fa-fi-fi-foo-foo will put a raid message in the chat. Typically includes some of my emotes. So if you are not a sub, just copy paste the text. If you are a sub, you can copy paste the whole message. When we go over to raid Loch Ness, please be sure to fill their chat with all the sweet messages. This one says, Dungeon Mom has traveled across the seas with the crew ready to send aid. Thank you, Sarah. I love that raid message. Also, be sure when you go over to the raid, be sure to refresh the screen. Something with Twitch is raids don't count towards the streamer's average viewer count. And I really like raids if we have enough viewers to like actually bump up their average. So if you don't mind, refresh their stream, and it means a lot to the streamers. So behind the scenes stuff. So copy paste that message. I'm going to do the same, and let's get the raid going over. In the meanwhile, I should be going live this Sunday for my solo Ask Your Dungeon Mom stream. Typically, it is miscellaneous streams of either just chatting, campaign or D&D prep, or talks, interviews, and occasional video games. So if you're interested in any of that, please check me out, give me a follow, and join the chat. It's always a lot of fun. And if you're just here for our campaign, you will find us here next Wednesday, where we boot up around 7:30, and we will continue the story of Dujour and Don't Split the Party. 8:30. I'm sorry, 8:30. So that's my spiel. Everybody got the raid message?
Yes, Captain.
Aye, Captain.
Cool. I will throw us over to an offline screen, but before I do, wish you all good night. And what do we say to the internet, everybody?
Good
Good night, Internet.
Internet.
Good night, Internet.